You said you've worked in roles that include strategy and marketing and R&D. Tell us about some of your biggest wins while you were at the Campbell Soup Company.
Oh, wow. Yes. Well, I do transformations and turnarounds. That's my specialty over my career. And there was a mentor of mine, mentor and sponsor, who once described me as the executive who could find growth where no one else could. And I took that as a huge compliment, right? And I kind of chalk it up to my anthropology background, frankly, that desire to dig in and find out what real consumer behavior is going on underneath. I'm not much one for big PowerPoint presentations that don't move the needle. It is about talking to consumers specifically and understanding where they're coming from. So I'll give you an example. When I entered Campbell's 11 years ago, I was hired to be the general manager of all the allied businesses, so not soup, but V8 and Prego and Pace and Swanson Chicken and a portfolio of great brands, but they had been, sort of fair to middling, kind of 1% growth rate, or sometimes even worse than that. And people said, well, don't touch them too much because they're kind of just steady. They're not exciting, but they're very steady. I'm going, okay, well, that doesn't make sense to me. So we went and interviewed, we did ethnographic research on V8 first, and we did the other brands afterwards. And we found out some real consumer behavior drivers behind them. And the day we turned on the new strategy based on those consumer behaviors, now I'm talking about 9 months of deep dive work and resetting the strategy, the business started to grow at 20%. After 10 years of flat-lining-ish at 1% growth, 20% growth, and it stayed at that level for 3 years. And, why would an old 75-year-old at that time iconic brand start to grow at 20% again? Because if you find a way to touch the real truth for consumers, you can generate a ton of growth out of that. And I've done that many times over my career. And it's just a beautiful thing, because if you come from an anthropology background, it's sort of like you've dug in and found the real nugget that touches somebody very, very deeply. And that's very satisfying.
That's interesting. I was going to actually ask you if your anthropology major came in handy in the business world.
Well, I'll tell you a very, very funny thing. Me being Asian, we're all supposed to be doctors, lawyers, everything that our parents want us to be. And when I said to my dad and my mom, I want to go into anthropology in my undergrad, my dad sort of went, he's an economist. He was. And he was, anthropology, what are you going to do with that? And funniest thing is, I think I never was going to do anything with an anthropology undergrad, but when you combine it with business, that whole notion of knowing people, both organizationally and as well the consumers or customers, is a very powerful combination. And in fact, it's very in vogue now. So ethnographic research wasn't even known back 30 years ago. Now it's all the rage.